What 100% fact is the hardest to believe? If a billion people from both China and India didn't exist, they would still be the number 1 and number 2 most populated nations in the world. An Australian man won the lottery, then on camera to reenact the winning for the news he bought another ticket. He won the lottery again on camera. That only 6 people have survived rabies. Rabies has a 99% mortality rate. You can have rabies for an entire year without symptoms, and once you have symptoms, it's already late. You'll probably die in a couple of days if you have symptoms. There is enough water in Lake Superior to cover North and South America in water 1 foot deep. Dragonflies accelerate at up to 4G and corner at up to 9G. Dragonflies are also the most efficient hunter, catching up to 95% of prey. Very few mosquito species prefer human blood, but among those that do, only 5% are deadly to humans. Those 5% though, kill more people annually than humans do. That dolphins can kill, rape, and injure people, and they have. It's just hard to believe that an animal that looks innocent can kill you. President Jimmy Carter rappelled into a nuclear reactor that was in partial meltdown to stop the meltdown and save Ottawa. Before he became president, of course. The Australian funnel web spider is often regarded as the world's deadliest and hasn't had a confirmed kill in over 40 years since the antivenom was created. In 1995, a man named MacArthur Wheeler robbed 2 banks at gunpoint. He was arrested mere hours later because he didn't wear a mask. Instead, he decided to coat his face in lemon juice because he read that lemon juice can be used to make invisible ink. His logic was that it would make his face invisible. And reportedly, he said to one of the tellers, "Don't worry, I have a face, it's just invisible." The only thing he did when he was arrested was sigh dejectedly and say, "But I wore the juice." His case is actually still in academic journals regarding the fact that people with low intelligence do in fact believe that they're smarter than everyone else. ETA, this man was 45 fucking years old. From the time it was discovered to the time it lost its status as a planet, Pluto made it less than a third of the way around the sun. That a spy named Joan Pujol Garcia was awarded the highest honor of service from both the Allies and Axis in the Second World War. 2/3 of Canada's population lives south of Seattle. Oxford University is older than the Aztec Empire. One of Joseph Stalin's granddaughters is a hipster/punk lady who runs a record shop in Portland. There are more trees on Earth than stars in the Milky Way, roughly by a factor of 10. Tsutomu Yamaguchi was in Hiroshima on a business trip, and on the day he was supposed to leave, the atomic bomb dropped. He survived with minor injuries and returned to his home in Nagasaki, where he went to work 3 days later. As he was describing his experience to his supervisor, the second bomb was dropped and he survived without any injuries. He ended up living into his 90s. A moose can dive underwater down to nearly 20 feet in search of food. Ciabatta bread was invented in 1982. It's advertised and perceived as this traditional, rustic Italian bread that peasants must have enjoyed, but nope, created in the 1980s. Clouds weigh hundreds of thousands of pounds, full of water, effortlessly floating above our heads. No support, no structure, just weight, floating around above us, and we're like, yep, totally believable, because they're clouds, duh. The loudest sound in recorded history was the Krakatoa volcanic eruption of 1883. It ruptured the eardrums of people more than 40 miles from the epicenter, created a sound wave that circled the globe 7 times, and could be heard all the way in New York City, a short 10,000 miles away.